Ladies and gentlemen, please rise for the academic procession and the Chancellor.
I declare that the 623rd Convocation of McMaster University for the conferring of degrees is now in session.
Please be seated. Good afternoon. My name is Dr. Susan Tai, and I have the great privilege of serving as Provost and Vice President Academic of McMaster University. I also this afternoon have the pleasure of acting as your Master of Ceremony and welcoming all of you, graduates and guests, to this convocation ceremony. On behalf of the university, I would like to recognize and acknowledge that we meet today on the traditional territories of the Mississauga and Haudenosaunee nations, and within the lands protected by the Dish with One Spoon Wampum Agreement. We must remember that we all have a role in upholding the spirit of this agreement. We're urged for a peaceful sharing of Earth's resources. We must also not forget that merely acknowledging our presence on these traditional lands is only a small step on our shared path towards reconciliation. I challenge you to consider how you foster reconciliation among the peoples that inhabit these lands. I would now like to take this opportunity to acknowledge some notable leaders joining me on stage today. Our Chancellor, Ms. Santee Smith, President and Vice Chancellor, Dr. David Farrar, Vice President and Dean, Faculty of Sciences, Dr. Paul O'Byrne. Vice Provost and Dean of Graduate Studies, Dr. Steve Ranelovic. Vice Provost, International Affairs, Dr. Bonnie Ibua. Associate Vice President, Academic and Executive Vice Dean, Dr. Susan Denberg. Associate Vice President, Global Health, Dr. Andrea Bauman. Associate and Assistant Deans, faculty members, and honored guests. Before we start our formal program, may I first ask everyone in the hall today to switch off any electronic devices you have with you. We don't want any rings or beeps during the ceremony. Thank you. I would now like to call on our Chancellor, Ms. Santee Smith, to deliver the Thanksgiving address and make her welcoming remarks.
Niawa Provost Tai. Se wata hosios ne gat ne galewesa, ne ona ne angali hohetste ne ganawala donserla. The ohandu galewa degwa, the words spoken before all else, offers a thanksgiving, with the intent to unite our mind and heart in acknowledgement, to give thanks, to affirm our interconnections, to cultivate compassion and kindness, and recognize our responsibilities for sustaining this delicate balance, our kinship, and promote peaceful coexistence, and in alignment with the immensity of creation. At this time, we also bring our thoughts to acknowledge those who may be hurt or sick, that these words bring peace to their hearts and their minds. We offer greetings and gratitude to human beings, the people, our ancestors, our family, our friends. So be it in our minds. We give greetings to our Mother Earth, for she provides us with everything that we need to survive and thrive. So be it in our minds. We give greetings and acknowledge the waters, from the oceans to the streams, to the waters flowing in our body, to the water that replenishes us when we are thirsty. Water is life. So be it in our minds. We give thanks to the fish life who help to purify the water and nourish us. So be it in our minds. We give thanks to all of the fruits, all of the plants, from the grasses to the medicines, which purify and strengthen our bodies. We give greetings and acknowledgement to the insect life, who help to pollinate the plants and sustain us. So be it in our minds. We give greetings and offer our gratitude to our sustenance foods for nourishment and medicine. So be it in our minds. We give greetings to all of the fruit life who help to nourish our bodies. So be it in our minds. We give greetings and gratitude to all of the animals, many who sacrifice their lives to help sustain us and who are our teachers and guides. So be it in our minds. We give acknowledgement to all of the birds whose beautiful singing uplift our spirits and bring peace and calm to our hearts. So be it in our minds. We give thanks to every species of tree. We cannot live without the oxygen that they provide. Their roots and sap provide us with nourishment and cleansing for our body. We are grateful for the shelter and shade. So be it in our minds. Daitinu walara ne zower la warnier, eto na yonto haget ne naguat nagula. We give our greetings to the circulating winds who travel the earth, bringing new life and new breath. And through observing the winds, we recognize the cycles and the change of the seasons and the messages from the environment. So be it in our minds. Daitinu walaro ne lariwerlas, eto na yonto haget ne naguat nagula. We give thanks to our grandfather thunderers for purifying the air and awakening the earth and awakening us. The powerful voices of lightning and thunder bring on the replenishing and renewing rains. So be it in our minds. Datsi dawanuwalaro ne anjagene galakwa eto na yonto haget ne naguat nagula. We give and offer our greetings and gratitude to eldest brother Sun, who appears consistently each morning to provide us with sustenance, sunshine, and protection for all living things. So be it in our minds. Daitinu walaro ne asatanega wa nirale eto na yonto haget ne naguat nagula. We give greetings to Grandmother Moon for lighting up the nighttime sky and for her powerful pull on our waters, governing cycles, women, and birth. So be it in our minds. Daitinu walaro ne yo zi sto warlunyo eto na yonto haget ne naguat nagula. We give greetings and thanks to the stars, to the cosmos, for providing us with guidance, direction, and dazzling our eyes when we look up into the bejeweled nighttime sky. So be it in our minds. Daitinu walaro ne diyankiara don eto na yonto haget ne naguat nagula. We offer our greetings and gratitude to our protectors, our spiritual guardians who provide us with clarity of mind and peace in our hearts. So be it in our minds. Datsi dawanualaro ne sungwayandiso gatsan stanza logoa sa oyela. Eto na yonto haget ne naguat nagula. We give greetings and gratitude to all of creation, the great spirit, the immensity of the creative energy that lives in every entity and that lives in all of us. So be it in our minds. Da eto ni gawanage, da eto. This is a very shortened Thanksgiving address, which aims to bring our mind and heart together in humble acknowledgement of the immensity of the creative living universe of which we as human beings are a very small part. It provides us with daily context for honoring our interdependence and our responsibilities for upholding skana, which means peace and balance, within ourselves and in relation. We are grateful to be present here today in this moment in acknowledgement and celebration of all of your achievements, and to recognize each graduand for the energy, dedication, and perseverance in your journey to complete your degree here at McMaster. And as we just heard, we're being supported by the total kinship. Today we also acknowledge the special care, support, and guidance from family, friends, colleagues, and the McMaster University faculty and staff. De Guatnu Walado. Welcome. Welcome to all of the honored guests, faculty, friends, colleagues from McMaster University, and most importantly, to all of the graduates. You have achieved a great deal to get here today, and you should be very proud. And looking forward to the journey ahead. Yoyanale, congratulations to you all. Please enjoy the ceremony. As Chancellor, I honor you.
Thank you, Chancellor Smith. I would now like to welcome Dr. Steve Ranilovich, our Vice Provost and Dean of Graduate Studies, to the podium to deliver some opening remarks.
Thank you, Provost Tai. Hello and welcome to our graduands, to your families and friends on this very special afternoon. Well, what a day to celebrate. This is a moment to pause, to smell those proverbial flowers, because the past few years have been quite a lot to take in. The pandemic interrupted every facet of our lives. We had to make a lot of changes in how we learned, how we did research, and even how we met up with our friends. Even simple tasks such as grocery shopping became much more complex processes. But the day-to-day tasks of a student, well, they didn't change all that much. You still spent more time than you care to remember reading, taking notes, reviewing, and perhaps reading again. Your fingers could barely keep up with your thoughts, as so many ideas spilled over each keystroke. The labs and classrooms that you have inhabited were filled with excitement, sometimes with disappointment, but mostly with relief and joy. You wondered how you could possibly juggle a seemingly endless multitude of courses, projects, and tests. For many of our graduate students, you wondered how you could possibly summarize years of work into an hour-long talk and then spend another hour or two defending your conclusions. But in the end, you not only managed, you prevailed. And here you are today. Looking around this hall, I see a very bright future. I see McMaster graduates who are destined to make contributions that will improve life for their neighbors, whether they live next door or halfway around the globe. I see a room full of government policy advisors, advocates for at-risk populations, designers of new technologies to improve quality of life, and solvers of mysteries that challenge our very human existence. I see creative thinkers who will investigate fundamental questions, inspire us to dream, and challenge us to look at the world through a different lens. It's been quite a journey, and we're all very proud of you. Each one of you has made this amazing McMaster community all the better. From this podium, I see a bright future indeed. Congratulations to you all.
Thank you, Dr. Ranilovic. I would now like to welcome Dr. Paul O'Byrne, Vice President and Dean of the Faculty of Health Sciences, to present the honorary degree recipient.
Thank you very much, Dr. Tai. It is my great privilege to have the opportunity to present our honorary degree recipient. Chancellor Smith, by the authority of the Senate of McMaster University, I have the honor to present Alison McGeer. Dr. Alison McGeer is an infectious disease clinician, researcher, and educator who has become one of Canada's most trusted policy advisors in the field of infectious diseases at a time when that particular expertise has been in both remarkably high demand and under unusually intense scrutiny. A longtime member of the medical teams at the Sinai Health System, Toronto Rehabilitation Institute, and the University Health Network, Dr. McGeer is also a professor at the University of Toronto, where she holds appointments in the Department of Laboratory Medicine and Pathology, the Department of Medicine, and the Dalai Lama School of Public Health. She has also been a senior clinical scientist at the Sinai Health System's Lunenfeld Tannenbaum Research Institute since 2019. Dr. McGeer has produced impactful research in infectious disease control and prevention, antimicrobial resistance, immunizations, and zoonotic diseases. Her specific research contributions include pioneering the use of molecular biology techniques to diagnose Whipple's disease, co-leading the Ontario Group A streptococcal study group, and leading multiple interventions to understand COVID-19 transmission in long-term care facilities. As the leader of Toronto's response to the SARS crisis in 2003, she was instrumental in containing that epidemic. Then, in 2014, she played key roles in the World Health Organization's responses to the MERS outbreak in Saudi Arabia, and then the Ebola outbreak in West Africa. She has served as a member of the Ontario COVID-19 Science Table and the Canadian COVID-19 Immunity Task Force Leadership Group. Dr. McGeer has been principal investigator of the Toronto Invasive Bacterial Disease Network for nearly 3 decades, and her research has informed policy for the prevention and management of infections due to a wide range of organisms. She has published more than 500 academic papers and made hundreds of media appearances and public talks. Nationally and internationally, Dr. McGeer is a member of the Expert Advisory Panel on COVID-19 for the Chief Science Advisor of Canada, the Steering Committee of the Canadian COVID-19 Genomics Network, the Surveillance Task Group for the Pan-Canadian Action Plan Against Microbial Resistance, the Infectious Disease Society of America's COVID-19 Guidelines on Infection Prevention Subgroup, and the World Health Organization Advisory Committee on Infection Prevention for Ebola. Previously, she served on the U.S. Institutes of Medicine Committee on the use of elastomeric respirators in healthcare. Dr. McGeer's list of honors include Award of Distinction from the Health and Safety Association of Ontario, the Canadian Medical Association's May Cohn Award for Women Mentors, the University of Toronto Norman Roseblum Award for Excellence in Mentorship, and 2 significant awards from the Association of Medical Microbiology and Infectious Disease Canada, the John G. Fitzgerald Outstanding Microbiologist Award, and the Lifetime Achievement Award. Chancellor Smith, it's a pleasure to present to you Dr. Alison McGeer so that you may recognize her contributions to research, clinical medicine, and evidence-based leadership by conferring upon her the degree Doctor of Science honoris causa.
Alison McGeer, by the authority of McMaster University Senate, I have the great pleasure to confer upon you the degree Doctor of Science honoris causa at McMaster University with all the rights and privileges pertaining to that degree. Congratulations. And you can sign over here. I would now like to invite Dr. McGeer to deliver the Convocation address.
Thank you very much. Chancellor Smith, President Farr, faculty and staff at McMaster, friends, colleagues, supporters, family members of the graduands, and particularly graduands themselves, congratulations. In normal circumstances, it's a wonderful accomplishment to finish a degree at university, but your degrees are special because you not only have them, but you managed to do them during the pandemic. And in the course of closures, lockdowns, remote learning, disruptions, family illnesses, concerns about friends and family abroad, all of the things that have come with the COVID pandemic in the last 2 years, to have had the intelligence and perseverance and resolve to continue your studies and to finish them is a very particular honor. Congratulations to all of you for having managed that. May it serve you well going forward. And I want to spend just a minute saying thank you also to the faculty and staff at McMaster University for having shepherded learning through the pandemic. It's been an enormous amount of work for everybody, and I think all of our universities, but certainly McMaster, should be proud of the job they have done being able to support learners and faculty and staff through this. For myself, I want to thank McMaster for the incredible honor. You will recognize that as a physician and infectious disease researcher that McMaster has the trifecta, okay? McMaster is the historical and spiritual home of evidence-based medicine. It's where I first learned evidence-based medicine as a master's student longer ago than you want to think about. It's also the leading Canadian university in health research methodology. And in infectious diseases, there's a very powerful and growing collection of research groups looking at pathophysiology, immunology, epidemiology of infectious diseases. So it's a very particular honor for me to be recognized by McMaster. And congratulations especially to all of you who are in those fields and who I will be able to watch moving those fields forward. I also, of course, need to point out that this honor is not really about me. In epidemiology, which is where I work, everything requires teams. Nothing can be done by yourself. So in spirit behind me, you see the ghosts of a very large crowd, probably takes up the whole stage, of mentors, colleagues, students, friends who have taught me and supported me, and honestly have done essentially all the work. Because you're starting your careers, and I'm nearing the end of mine, I'm going to take the risk today of sounding a little bit like your mother and offering you a couple of pieces of advice. There are a great many paths to choose from in practice and in research, in healthcare and in medical sciences, and your degree is one step on the pathway of finding your passion in work. Love is not just important in your personal life, it's also important in your work. You want to do your best work, you need to find work that you are passionate about, that you love doing, and you need to find a team of people to work with so that every morning when you get up, well, maybe not every morning, but almost every morning when you get up, you really want to go in and do your work. Sometimes this takes trial and error. It's not always easy to find the thing that you love doing, the people that you love doing it with, but it is worth the effort and wait. And it is important while you're doing that to be leaving yourself open to new experiences and different things, even if it's a little bit scary to take that on. The second thing to think about is that now that you have a university degree, you occupy a position of privilege in our society. However, wherever you come from, whatever has gone on in your life, having a university degree is undeniably a privilege, and it's always important to remember that position of privilege and to use it well. Lastly, as I've been listening to convocation addresses and thinking about what to say, it is a tradition in convocation addresses to exhort graduates to take the tools and knowledge that you have gained and go out and make the world we inhabit a better place. But I think for you, the challenge is greater. As Stephen Lewis said in 2018, we're not only counting on new graduates to make the world a better place, we're actually counting on you to save the world. And why do I say that? Well, it's not that people in my generation haven't done many good things or made really significant advances. In healthcare, which is where I work, think about non-invasive surgery, pediatric cancer outcomes, mRNA vaccines, if you want to think about COVID, things that have made substantial differences in our lives. But over the time of my career, we've also learned that the most important determinants of health are not found in medicine or medical advances. They're found in our social and cultural lives. And so most settlers of my generation in Canada, and particularly those of us with the privilege of a university education, have lived very fortunate lives. An entire generation of peace in Canada and a prosperity that is not equaled in many countries in the world. But at the same time as we've had that, We have also allowed inequality to grow in Canada. And is, I think, now evident that we need to change. That's not only our relationships with First Nations, where there is a critical need to respond, but it's also, to me, in the COVID-19 pandemic, really evident in the large differential rates of hospitalization and death due to COVID-19 by income quintile across the country. We need to find solutions to this. We need to make Canada a better place to live, not just for those of us who are privileged, but for everybody. And a piece of that, for those of us who are scientists, is about developing evidence and about translating science to policy. And both of those are pieces where there is a great deal of work to do in Canada and where we need to do better than we're currently doing. But even greater challenges lie outside of Canada in the rest of the world. The COVID-19 pandemic, internally, we've done pretty well in Canada. There are many things about our response to COVID that we as Canadians should be proud of. But there's no question that we didn't do so well globally. The most obvious issue is the distribution of vaccines, but there are many other issues where we were unable to respond as the global team that we needed to be during the COVID pandemic. And that's obviously something that we want to do better the next time around. And of course, climate change is an even greater threat. And it is essential that we face that not just as Canadians, but as global citizens. I think most of us, certainly I, find this a really daunting task to think about. What gives me faith, though, is both our history in healthcare and my experience with epidemics and outbreaks. Last week, somebody reminded me of the Irish immigrants and the potato famine in Canada. Some of you may not be familiar with this, but in the 1840s and the Great Potato Famine in Ireland, large numbers of Irish citizens, including some of my ancestors, were dispossessed and moved to Canada. And in 1847, the people of South Central Ontario welcomed twice as many Irish immigrants as were actually living in the Greater Toronto Area. And many of those Irish immigrants were ill with typhus, and a substantial number of those immigrants and the healthcare workers who cared for them died of typhus over the next several years in Toronto. But that kind of response is what we can do and what we continue to do in healthcare. And I've seen in my career the firsthand response not only of healthcare workers in Toronto to SARS, but also of all the people who came from around the world to help us during that outbreak. I've watched West Africans manage Ebola virus and Saudi Arabian healthcare workers manage MERS. So I'm absolutely confident that you will be able to rise to the challenge. And for the children of the world who are coming behind you, I want to thank you in advance for the work you are going to do. So in closing, take time to celebrate your achievements. Congratulations again for a job remarkably well done in very difficult circumstances. And then go out and save the world. Thank you.
Congratulations, Dr. McGeer. I would now like to welcome Dr. David Farrar, President and Vice Chancellor, to the podium to present the graduates to our Chancellor for admission to their degrees.
Will the graduands please stand? This is the best part of the ceremony. They turn the lights on and we can see you all stand up. Chancellor Smith, on behalf of McMaster University Senate, I present to you these candidates and those in absentia in order that you may confer upon them the appropriate degrees, and I bear witness that they are worthy and suitable.
Graduands, by my authority and that of the McMaster University Senate, I have the great pleasure to admit those before me today and those in absentia to their individual degrees at McMaster University, with all of the rights and privileges pertaining to those degrees. My sincere congratulations to you all. Please be seated.
Graduates, I now ask you to join me on stage so the Chancellor and I may welcome you into the McMaster community of scholars. I look forward to shaking your hand or bumping fists or acknowledging your accomplishments without touching. The Chancellor will acknowledge your accomplishments without touching. Congratulations to each and every one of you.
Honored guests, so that each graduate's name may be heard, we appreciate if during the presentation of the graduands you would hold your collective applause to the end of each degree category. Thank you. Madam Chancellor, may I present to you the following graduates of the degree Doctor of Philosophy. Chad Oren Brown. Chirahu Chokshi. Ava Kavani Chahani. Timothy Klein. Nadim Murtaza. Diana Porras. Caitlin Michelle Rotondo. Peter Emery. Jillian Halliday. Kevin Kennedy. Emily Sirotich. Ahmed Ayash. Omar Mohammed Hani Abdelaziz Salem. Alyssa Delia. Aya Dudin. Arianes Herrera Diaz. Alana Hilmer. Harry Narendra Patel. Shauna Lee Thompson. Marissa Bird. Linda Nguyen. Sashi Ohoski. Madam Chancellor, may I present to you the following graduates of the degree Master of Biomedical Discovery and Commercialization. Preston Chan. Sydney Christina Dacuna. Kevin Dye. Ana Maria Dobrin. Oceande Ihana. Jose Federico Arante Esguera. Angelica Elizabeth Giansante. Kristen Irene Guglielmin. Hyang Hu. Hibra Ibrahim. Narissa Khan. Alicia Laidlaw. Mohammed Mohammad. Shigon Nagalingam. Tong Nguyen. Hadika Noman. Nitai Pandit. Meshwa Panduya. Victoria Schofield Zioba. Arsh Shaw. Prabhakar Sean. Ghazi Kamrun Sultan Amin. Jiyoung Zhang. Madam Chancellor, may I present to you the following graduates of the degree Master of Science. Ritika Aurora. Jayati Kutar. Suna Mohammed. Sorry, ladies and gentlemen, my cards were out of order. That was Master of Public Health. That's why there was only 3. There's a great deal many more Masters of Science. Sorry. Rebecca Barnshaw. Oh, sorry. May I present degree Masters of Science? Rebecca Barnshaw. Daryl Chan. Armand Edelatmand. Carissa Henley. Sarah Pichar. Pradharni Prabhakaran. Anita Singh. Janice Tai. Natalie Besharat. Siobhan Chan. Shari Chang. Kimberly Lisa Courtney. Emily Daimling. Christina Fortis. Sofia Fucciarelli. Sophie Goldberg. Jessica Inel. Chloe King. Jordana Klugsberg. Brittany Lane. Ashley McLean. Ren Puckett. Maria Sohail. Lindsay Zarebny. Alyssa Adamo. Boyosor Adidibu. Mudmaina Adirinto. Alexandra Bennett. Aida Bagalu. Vibu Bhargava. Shitul Chitu. Kelly Ann Rafana de la Cueva. Camilla Deering. Don Ikana Yake. Noor El Assad. Gazia Ilahi, Sharel Fu, Leoro Goldstein, Sophia Guinness, Aya Halabi, Taylor Hittner, Rachel Hauser, Shinye Hu, Hinda Hussain, Matthew Hong Wong, Bisma Jumil, Simran Jawanda, Mathenki Jayukumar, Kriti Kakar, Mira Karun Akaran, Kanwar Preet Karwal, Hassan Kiani, Brittany Victoria Kears, Aya Fatima Kijira, Daniel Junbun Kim, Jenna Lazaru, Mignon Leroux, Julia Marshall, Rebecca Martin Johnston, Dana McNeil, Serene Mawissa, Fan Yi Meng, Brianne Mansour, Mariam Mina, Malika Monroe, Madhu Okomit, Anush Noziri, Faisal Arabi, Samia Ramzan, Victoria Rico, Eden Rosenblatt, Yasmin Shalabi, Davi Sahota, Krishihan Sava Pragazam, Emily Smith, Lauren Stokes, Amanda Tabe, Nevart Terzian, Rima Thacker, Angela Tobiah, Jessica Ubando, Venkata Vanganur, Yashvi Verma, Tavishi Wirathana, Nicole Weisner,
Jacob Alashi, Syed Fawad Ahmad Daoud. Michaela Febraro. Shireen Fikri. Humphrey Saula Garouj. Jane Jomi. Frank Koziars. Maria Nikula. Jacqueline M. Paulus. Raisha Rajan. Nadia Rahman. Radha Sayal. Fatima Sheikh. Sara Zandieh. Claire Ramlogan Salanga. Victoria Lanfong Tron. Elizabeth Ball. Sion Rajdayan Gadkar. Devanjith Ganepola. Mark Alexander Liach. Akshaya Rajkumar. Sergio Reyes Villanueva. Tyra Mason Ritchie. Andrea Marie D'Alessandro. Barjat Kaur Gill. Emma Marsden. Peter Trinidad Najjinanek. Netri Pajankar. Joshua Rishlik. Shannon Bridges. Jessica Elizabeth Denstant. Delmelza Teresa Bertha Domingo. Nisha Goyul. Anisa Hussein Guled. Alia Haji. Basia Barbara Kaminska. Nadia Kazmi. Shahamina Khan. Julia Ann Cruzinga. Natalie Kendra McLeod. Helen Medhani Nicole. Hillary Wolf. Jennifer Catherine Zimmerman. Anika Rose Campo. Karmjit Dayon. Ana Maria Josipa Ilicic. Kari Ellen Renahan. Naim Udin Rabi. Sahadar Saidi. Kajani Shanamungaraja. Patrick Schiller.
Madam Chancellor, may I present to you the following graduates of the degree Master of Science Occupational Therapy. Arunika Baal. Eden Micah Kiri Bishop. Caitlin Elizabeth Blakelock. Charlene Blake. Justin Christopher Chan. Emma Sarah Elizabeth Curtis. Samantha Bernadette D'Andrea. Avery Devereaux. Alexander Jose dos Santos. Julia Belen Escobar. Hayley Victoria Garble. Jenna Gaskin. Shiva Gebla Verdi. Sophie Marie Gontage. Magda Joanna Grabkowski. Michaela Jade Hackbart. Rowan Nasreldin Hassan. Emily Lynn Hill. Aisha Marie Hufnagel. Samantha Hutchins. Farhana Jaffer. Salina Kassam. Rachel Elizabeth Legros. Megan Brody Lees. Claire Margaret Liversidge. Nicole Maria McIsaac. Morgan Grace McIntosh. Marina Alexandria Mancuso. Alana Julia Martin. Marie Catherine McNabb. Tova Miller. Zinal Mistry. Zobaida Mohammad Hussein. Anissa Mumin. Benjamin Ng. Veronica Anna Niemczyk. Claire Phyllis O'Connor. Alexandra Karina Paloch. Hannah Marie Puckering. Brandon Pulik. Elizabeth Scanlon. Laura Maureen Shaughnessy. Sarah Jane Akemi Shoji. Maha Sohail. Liana Marie Stabile. Emma Marie Streech. Bhumi Thaka. Claire Elizabeth Thompson. Megan Delane Twomey. Suvati Vigneswaran. Jody Wingman Wong. Amanda Rose Yetman. Raisa Zulfikar. Madam Chancellor, may I present to you the following graduates of the degree Master of Science, Physiotherapy. Narmeen Naim Akhtar. Lina Mamoun Al-Habyan. Kimberly Claire Acosta Aranas. Mohammed Karim Azizi. Nicole Bentley. Madeline Borg. Sandra Bosic. Nicole Anna Conlin. Lindsay Coughlin. Brendan Christian Dano. Alexandra Catherine Dempsey. Ashpreet Diol. Rachel DiGravio. Tessa Eloise Dunand. Alison Marie Ferguson. Lara Hasham Gamgoon. Joshua Ray William Graubarger. Megan Nicole Halleck. Alisa Anne Hanman. Chrisman Su. Ethan Scott Casimir. Chelsea Komar. Vyacheslav Kozlov. Sabrina Cesarina La Rosa. Yasdeep Singh Lali. Amandeep Kaur Lit. Julia Jacqueline Lurven. Michelle Luwagi. Zhe Lu. Vincent Lee. Jessica Kate Manuel. Domenico Francesco Mercuri. Sarah Jessica Mix. Mina Mladenovic. Kevin Paul Monsion. Isabel Yen Yi Ng. Randy Nguyen. Jennifer Lee Nichols. Alexandra Nikolovsky. Halima Noor. May Rose Poirier. Clara Pierina Rastin. Carly Elizabeth Rees. Jonathan Rodenizer. Ariel Bianca Hannah Sadaka. Sahib Sandhu. Krista Alexandria Sebastiani. William Alton Shantz. Brooke Ashton Sullivan. Alima Tahir. Nicole Deborah Taylor. Lauren Jane Vanderlely. Nathan Scott Wallace. Kirsty Willow Watson. Bailey Margaret White. Jamie Yi Jin Wong. Nazmir Yazdani. Amanda Diana Zakharuk. Farial Zahir. Manda Ruth Novakmet. Madam Chancellor, may I present to you the following graduates of the degree Master of Science, Speech Language Pathology. Seema Rebecca Abrams. Alana Erin Adelman. Sarah Alderson. Jessica Holly Chu. Ashley Marie Cole. Anissa Di Marino. Sarah Diab. Madeline Taya Federman. Lindsay Anne-Marie Harding. Aisha Hashmani. Paige Holmes. Andrea Mira James. Sophie Kavanagh. Hugh Yui Lai. Jacob Thomas Palfrey Lawrence. Carly Rayna McEwen. Brian Robert Millard. Hiba Najib. Bhumi Patel. Tinapreet Kaur Sahota. Sukhman Singh. Sarah Marie Smith. Robin Nicole Sankwa. Sydney Laura Turk. Rachel Kennedy Watson. Bingjie Xu.
Madam Chancellor, may I present to you the following graduates of the degree Bachelor of Science in Nursing. Minhal Ahmed.
That's it. Madam Chancellor, may I present to you the following graduates of the degree Bachelor of Health Sciences, Physician Assistant. Alexandra Levi Bruton. Perry Champion. Christina Craig. Johnny DiRienzo. Sydney Faulkner. Carly Ferrito. Madeline Katniss. Amy Liu. Tony Luongo. Christina Mackin. Haley Ma. Matthew McAllister. Shada Nadaf. Graham Oliver. Nancy Patel. Sarah Phillips. Nisha Sanwalka. Emily Whalen.
Madam Chancellor, may I present to you the following graduates of the degree Bachelor of Health Sciences, Honors. Diana Dolge. Madam Chancellor, may I present to you the following graduates of the degree Bachelor of Health Sciences. Arjun Agarwal. Dia Ahmed. Swathi Anant. Sachi Bami. Milan Belanger. Ojas Bacha. Irene Chang. Tess Chi. Zajia Chen. Alan Chang. Richard Cheng. Allison Chor. Meera Chopra. Ali Tsui. Yunyi Chue. Joanna Deng. Ola El Sharif. Erin Joy Hafetz. Jack Ho. Kelly Wynn. Misha Ishtiak. Maheen Islam. Helena Kim. Sydney Lai. Moise Lakani. Hannah Lee. Eric Liang. Vanessa Luke. Manur Malik. Mikhail Malik. Mikhail Moskovich. Shahir Nadim. Will Pereira. Isabella Reese. Parnia Sadigzada. Adrian Salopek. Brian Sun. Rabia Tahir. Oshika Tarafdar. Kyle Tong. Evangelia Tuliopoulos. Zoe Tsai. Paria Violet Vajdani. Janice Su. Laurie Yang. Sesni Nihanikno Merglu. Darren Young Xing. Kasang Zhang. Lindsay Zhang. Irene Zhao. Ted Zhou.
Let's give one more round of applause to the class of 2022. Honored guests, I would now like to introduce Mr. Sergio Reyes Villanueva, a graduate of the degree of Master of Science, who will be delivering the valedictory address.
Hello, everybody. My gosh, finally, am I right? We made it. I'm sure that's one thought crossing through our heads right now. Good afternoon, professors, faculty members, parents, honored guests. Good afternoon, Chancellor Smith, President Farrar, Provost Susan Teague, Dean of Health Sciences Paul Verne, and Dean of Graduate Studies Steve Kornilovic. And a great afternoon, of course, to you, my fellow classmates. Two thoughts hit me as I wrote this speech today. The first one, whew, am I right? Feeling relieved, looking forward to what lies ahead. On the other hand, the second thought was, wow, where did the time go? I don't know about you, but I'm just a little bit scared of what the future holds. No matter how we're feeling and what we're thinking, look how far we've come. Looking ahead for what the future brings for us, but most importantly, of what we can bring to the future. Let's reflect. Let's reflect together. Let's cherish those personal memories that have made our time unique at Mac. There is the feeling of trying out new activities or courses, perhaps exploring the Hamilton trails or participating in Westdale festivities. Anything to get away from those pesky computer screens. There is the feeling of writing assignments and exams, occasionally leaving deadlines to the last minute, and hopefully not pulling too many all-nighters. For undergraduate students, the feeling of to use or not to use the MSF. For graduate students, getting excited for bonus-free food offered during an interesting seminar. On my end, I treasure the simple moments of talking with classmates about anything and everything, meeting up to do work together, but sometimes ending up talking about new Nintendo games coming out instead. It's a different kind of productivity sometimes. Maybe these memories include rolling our eyes when an online meeting crashed, or in having to constantly say or hear in that very familiar tone that we've come to know now, okay, I'm just gonna share my screen now. Can you all see my screen? And then everybody shakes. We've come a long way, haven't we? We face hardships together. We continue to stand in solidarity for our communities during defining events like the protests in Iran over women's rights, the war in Ukraine, the unmarked graves of residential schools in Canada. We have also endured the pandemic. So many loved ones have been taken away from us. Bless their souls. They will live in our hearts, just like the special connections that we have made throughout this years together. Let's continue the fight for a safe, welcoming, and inclusive society. We have all been impacted by this pandemic. Some of us have had to graduate later due to challenges in our projects and classes, pushing our deadlines or messing up our workflow. This pandemic has highlighted the importance of being students involved in the health sciences. We are the forefront of technology and research. We deliver actionable solutions while contributing to the current healthcare situation in our province, our nation, and our world. But let me pause for a second. Even through these trying times, our healthcare workers and our scientists are working hard to keep us safe. Let's pause for a second. Please, together, let's take this moment now and show our appreciation to everybody involved. Thank you. We cannot take them for granted. Winston Churchill once said, "We make a living by what we get, but we make a life by what we give." Giving is something that I'm more than proud to say we have done through our service and volunteering, through our charity and generosity, and in our day-to-day life. When help was needed, we did not hesitate to contribute to our community. We strove for excellence in our academics, and now we are called to act with purpose to bring our best into our fields and our careers. I would joke and say, no pressure, but we must feel confident. We must know that our McMaster community supports us. how crucial it has been to receive the acceptance, care, and support from our parents, our guardians, our mentors, our friends, supervisors, and our loved ones. Words cannot describe how important they are in our lives. All we can truly say, from the bottom of our hearts, is a very big thank you. Thank you for allowing us to get to where we are today. It is your support that has given those of us gathered today a much more personal meaning to the common phrase, standing on the shoulders of giants. We have reached new heights thanks to your support. Let me share a small part of a poem I wrote called The Color of Maroon. The ending goes, although we may look different, although we may think in different manners, although we may share distinct beliefs, and although we may come from different backgrounds, belonging has never felt so much like that precious shade of maroon. I wrote this poem over 4 years ago, and my outlook has not changed. We are all bound together by our differences. Our school motto states, all things cohere in Christ. Whether religious or not, we can interpret this as all the things that we collectively do are for the betterment of our society. If alone we can accomplish 1,000 things, then together we can accomplish thousands, perhaps even millions. Collaboration is key. It does, in fact, take a village. Our time as Proud Marauders has been about realizing that all situations are a learning experience. It is up to each of us to reflect on them. It is up to each of us to continue learning and to become better leaders. Fellow students, be proud of where you stand and what you have accomplished. Look forward to what's next, always remembering your roots and above all, the why you are here. If I must leave you with a thought, it is that what we do reflects our love and our care, not only to ourselves, but also to our neighbors, to our community, to our society, and to our environment. What will we do for our future? And so, as we excitedly embark on a new journey, as we look back to reflect what we have learned, we must remember that we are part of a community ready to help those around us, all under this precious shade of maroon. Truly, we are here to achieve greatness, and my gosh, I'm so happy that we get to celebrate as a community together now as McMaster alumni. God bless you all. Congratulations, everybody.
Thank you, Sergio. I would now like to draw your attention to the screen, which will feature a message from the McMaster Alumni Association.
Welcome, McMaster graduates. I'm Caroline Seiler, a future Mac grad and current Grad Students Association president.
And I'm Simranjit Singh, the president of the McMaster Students Union and a graduate of the class of 2022. Welcome to the Alumni House, once the home of many McMaster presidents, and now where the team of the Office of Alumni Engagement works to support you in your adventures. It's also a place where you're always welcome to visit. Shall we go inside?
The very first group of students to graduate from McMaster was the class of 1894. Those grads in every class since experienced the traditions and ceremonies that accompany the excitement of Convocation, and we hope you take a moment to soak in every second of today. It's no small feat getting to this point.
We, along with the McMaster Alumni Association and over 200,000 Mac alumni worldwide, are so excited to welcome you to the alumni community. We hope that today inspires you to take the opportunity to connect with the Alumni Association as well as fellow alumni. Remember, you are never too far away to call McMaster your home. Once a Marauder, always a Marauder.
Over the last 2 years, your Alumni Association has expanded its online programming so that you can stay connected and benefit from all kinds of virtual programs and opportunities from wherever you may be, often 24 hours a day. And every now and then you may have the opportunity to attend in-person events from all over the world.
So when you have some time, visit us at alumni.mcmaster.ca and see what kinds of opportunities await you. As you embark on your journey after Mac, there's something for everyone, from free career services to fascinating continuing education programs and valuable service and benefits when you need to make those big life decisions.
When you're ready to connect, so are we. Read Maroon Mail, your monthly alumni e-newsletter, attend a networking event, or share your story. We'd love to know what you've been up to. Serve as a mentor, find a mentor, or even volunteer with us as a speaker at our events.
On behalf of Mac grads everywhere, we are both impressed and proud. If you can persevere through the challenges that come with obtaining your degree, the late nights, the stresses of exam season, as well as the long lines of coffee, there's no telling what you can accomplish in your lives as Mac grads. Congratulations and welcome to the Alumni Association. We can't wait to see what you do next.
May I invite Dr. Farrar back to the podium to deliver the President's address.
Chancellor Smith, distinguished guests, award winners, faculty, members of the McMaster community, members of the McMaster graduating class of 2022, friends and family. It's a great pleasure to see you here today in person. For the past 2 years, we've had an unwelcome guest in our lives, a global pandemic that has reminded us how fragile our world can be and how much we need to be together. Members of the graduating class, for the past 2 years, you've worked through the isolation, disruption, and possibly even health challenges and personal losses created by COVID-19. Despite these challenges, you completed your coursework, you handed in some amazing assignments, hands-on experience and learning, you made friends, you supported colleagues, and now you've earned your degree. You persevered. So I would like to congratulate each and every one of you on your ability to adapt, to thrive, and to succeed. As graduates from McMaster today, you have an opportunity to choose a vision for your own future and a vision for our planet. And the question is, what will you do with that freedom, that choice, that power? And how will you make a difference to create a better world? I'd like to share a unique perspective that I think provides a way of approaching this important question. It's insight offered by Robin Wall Kimmerer in her book, Braiding Sweetgrass, Indigenous Wisdom, Scientific Knowledge, and the Teaching of Plants. Dr. Kimmerer is a plant ecologist, a distinguished teaching professor at the State University of New York College of Environmental Science and Forestry, and a member of the Potawatomi Nation. She writes that as a botanist, she's trained to ask questions of nature with the tools of science. And as a member of an Indigenous nation, she recognizes that plants and animals are our oldest teachers. Dr. Kimmerer knits together her scientific learning with Indigenous knowledge and stories to explore the relationships between all living things and promote a wider ecological consciousness. It's a topic that is especially timely in light of the discussions currently taking place at the United Nations Climate Change, COP22, over the past 2 weeks. Although many pieces of wisdom are in her book, one concept particularly stayed with me, and it's the idea that we all live downstream. In other words, as a river flows, what happens upstream eventually makes its way downstream. It's a recognition that our individual actions today will impact all living things tomorrow. This simple yet profound idea reinforces the responsibility we have to steward and care for the environment, for the health of our planet, and for the life it sustains. Not just ourselves, but for future generations. It's also a reminder that all living things are interconnected, and as such, we must treat the land and others with respect, be far-sighted in our thinking, and consider the broader needs of our communities above our own. And it places on us an onus as individuals to consider the long-term impacts of our actions and on the planet to achieve a vision for a sustainable, peaceful, and equitable future. It's a compelling vision and one that can sometimes feel out of reach given the current global challenges. Today we find ourselves not only dealing with an ongoing pandemic, but an alarming decline in our democratic institutions, the acceleration of the negative effects of climate change, an increasing gap between the rich and the poor, and the possibility of widening war in Eastern Europe. The challenges can seem great, and it can make us feel overwhelmed. But remembering that we all live downstream offers a powerful vision of hope and resilience, and a reminder that through our words, our actions, and our choices, both large and small, each of us have the power to be agents of change and a force for good. How do you grab onto that change? By actively engaging our communities and our workplaces, by using our knowledge and abilities to work towards positive change, by making thoughtful, informed, and principled choices rooted in respect for our environment and for each other, and by acting with compassion and humility. When we recognize that our actions have impacts beyond ourselves, we gain the power to shape the future. As I look out at all of you today, I'm filled with optimism. I see a group of bright, talented people whom I'm confident will make a difference in the world. Maybe your passion will be climate change, or maybe it will be inequality or social justice or medicine or healthcare or technology, leadership or teaching. Whatever your challenge, it may be something that nobody has imagined. Your experiences at McMaster have prepared you for that. They've taught you to be curious, to be resilient, to be cooperative, ambitious, and determined, to challenge assumptions and focus on facts, and to make courageous choices. I encourage you, as you celebrate this important milestone, to take some time and think about how your actions and choices and talents can make a positive difference, keeping in mind that we all live downstream. Whatever your area of study, your McMaster education has equipped you with the tools to solve critical problems and to contribute to building a better, brighter future. You can take these experiences and insight and help create a world worth having. And lastly, as you cross the stage today and you received your degree, you will notice that it only contains one name on it, yours. But in fact, many people have helped you get to here. Family members, friends, teachers, mentors who have supported you, inspired you, and cheered you on. So I hope you'll take some time to thank everyone who has supported you. The granting of your degree may feel like an ending, but in reality, it's just an exciting new beginning, and I wish you all the best on your journey. Congratulations.
May I invite Chancellor Smith back to the podium to deliver some closing remarks and make some announcements.
Niawe, thank you. I wanted to say Yo Yanale. Yo Yanale in Gaingeha means great job or well done. So let's all tell each other or yell to each other, Yo Yanale. Really good. A little louder. Yo Yanale. One more time, 3. Yo Yanale. Yes. Congratulations to the class of 2022. I am also McMaster alumni, and I look forward to seeing where you go from here and the beautiful choices you'll make for the future. Dr. McGreer and Sergio. Yoyanale, congratulations on all of your achievements. As Carolyn and Simranjit eloquently said, you are now all graduates and members of this wonderful McMaster alumni family. Welcome. Dr. Farrar, you're giving us a lot to think about, and the future and all of our wisdom that you shared will take with us. Graduates, I hope you take these words and the words that were shared today with you as you go forward. Best wishes to you all. Now in closing, I have a few final announcements. Following the ceremony, I encourage all graduates and their guests to make their way up to the mezzanine level, where there are a number of photo opportunities that have been set up inside and outside of the Great Hall. Make sure you fill up your social media with lots of photos. Graduates are also invited to visit their alumni table located on the mezzanine level as well. And finally, I would like to ask that you please remain standing at your seats until the academic procession and the graduates have left the hall. Now please join in the singing of the national anthem, and after the singing of the anthem, this convocation stands adjourned. Yoyanale.